military island. We will see. We will see. I know you like that. I know you're partial to that.
I do like when the players are suffering, or when I'm not playing myself, to watch some of this, because it's always these curveballs, all these hard games that defines who the best teams are. It's very clear. And now look at this. We're gonna have some action close to Milta. It's gonna be some fun times here. Some of the teams are gonna try to maybe steal a car. Is it gonna be a straight hot drop with Fury? I'm actually not sure.
Yeah, with the plane path being like this, right, all of a sudden the teams are forced into very rough spots, and they may end up seeing quite a bit of conflict, as now Milta might get a bit hot here. They're dropping right next to one another. It's not just the case of it's a hot drop. It is straight next to the buildings.
It's a lot of hot drops, actually, even throughout the day on the angle here. So let's see with Fury and Myth. Shotgun in hand for Kraken. Got to recognize by Virtus Pro and the Guess Who, but can you recognize Myth and see if you can see that? Oh, that's a great angle from Baron here with the AK, James.
Having the position across the road here and it being quite open when they're transitioning between buildings, so it's not too bad a start here by Baron. Now Panzerfaust being charged up. Yes, we'll finish that off as the Kraken. He's gone. See if we can find a little bit more. More nades go forwards. Poser being quite aggressive, but Baron once again strikes. And Scappy with the MP5. It is a disaster for Furia here. A disaster for the Americas.
That's unfortunate. That's 4 easy points from Myth here. Just give it to them again, guys, already. The 4 points from the start here is going to have an absolutely amazing benefit. I said a 50-50 Milta. Surely I meant 50-50 Fairy PA here, James.
You're almost back on.
Yeah. Almost. It was 50-50 anyway. These plane paths here, the tendency, I really like these tendencies on the plane paths. At least I can get something right here. And now that they're removing land ratio and all the predictions we're going to have is going to be completely wrong in the future. We'll see about that here. As Full Sense trying to get in close, but Super's already close here with Rex. So we could see a little bit of an early fight with these two guys.
Yeah, I think you bring up a funny point, because like the amount of times as commentators and hosts and analysts were like, oh, we have a slight little bit more knowledge about these circle ships compared to the casual audience. And then we're like, look how smart we are with our predictions of where it's going to go. Can't be doing that on 4 and 8 anymore, which will be quite funny. But again, it will make for some variance of gameplay, right? I think for between, as we've said for quite a while, like, yeah, but they kind of solved water in a bigger form quite a long time ago, right? So as we take a look back at the highlights, I'm excited for the changes when they do come along. I'm interested to see how it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, as you see, Fulson from yesterday, and I agree. Yeah, that the water nerf in 2018 was that you started drowning after 10 seconds, and instead of 1 damage per second, it is turned up to 10. So there's a double nerf to swimming in the water. I've seen a lot of people when they talked about land ratio being removed. Sure, but people aren't going to go swimming anymore because there's dynamite fishing and you drown extremely quickly. So it's not going to be an issue with 10 people trying to swim for late game. It has also more been the case of, okay, land ratio has been removed, but the unplayable areas, how do people get to that? But we have an e-pickup now, so all these problems that were an issue, almost 9 years ago now, is no longer an issue. So it's going to be fun to see how that works out. And again, my favorite kind of idea of what PUBG is, everyone starts equally in that playing game, right? And that's it's about your decisions throughout the game.
I like that bit there where we're very excited about opening that water bottle. Yeah, so that was cool. All right,
more shots come in. And Luke and the guys from Liquid is trying to get themselves across. And with Luke 12. The boys trying to get fast across on the eastern side of the bridge here. It is currently uncontested and nobody's there, so they could either stop and try to hold out mid as some of the other teams, or they could get across quite quickly and bet that southern shift is going to be happening. You see made in Thailand with the shots onto Boza. Really good 4x spray here. Nice MP5 push as well here. It's quite easy for made in Thailand. With the Saiga in hand as well, easy peasy for them to clean things up.
Yeah, not bad at all. Winning things out here, it will be super interesting to watch. If not only a team like Made in Thailand was able to get 2 PGSs under their belt, but a back-to-back. Oh boy, that would be exciting. Of course, we haven't seen that since the days of Twisted Minds, which was kind of an anomaly, right? Like they were undisputed the best team in the world. Oftentimes a lot of people still kind of tout them as. Of course, I think it's gotten a bit more of a grey area as of late because of how much all these regions have stepped up. But man, if Made in Thailand somehow made a back-to-back, that would be magical.
That would be insane. It is a new era as well. Like this year as a whole just feels like such a defining era for PUBG. Sure, we've changed the TPP and there's a lot of opinions about that, but still some of our best teams and some of our best players that are still doing the best things and performing the greatest. So we'll see how that kind of comes to occurrence here. Liquid now decided to kind of hold on to a little bit on that eastern side here like that. Myth might not be suspecting that a team is going to be holding them out after they shot at them, but they could also be camping on that eastern bridge on the northern side if they wanted to. It is very much of, I would say, maybe 55% chance to go south here considering the water. There's also an unwritten rule in the algorithm, to my knowledge, that the center of the zone shouldn't be able to go to the deep water into the unplayable. So that's another thing here. And the question is that still in effect once we have the algorithm change or update? If it's either algo change or if it's circle settings in game, that could also be very defining for PNC. So that's going to be exciting to see. We also do have some circles sometimes that go water. Sure, it can happen. Sometimes the circle completely random, but there's an algo it tries to follow.
Yes, it does. I'm curious for those teams coming in far away, right? Like obviously Twisted Minds with their ginormous split towards Kameshki. Obviously Batulians oftentimes is looking for something like a glider early on. Lou over far against no lean, so technically Twisted Minds, you're going to be trying to solve a little bit of a puzzle coming in from that far away. And obviously Batulians would love to be the one to be able to just give information from the skies if he gets a glider on board, to be able to move on forwards later on.
What do you think so far here, James, in terms of like we have the new teams here, we have 5 new teams. How much does that change? Sure, we have some hot drops here from Fur and Myth, and it's just not worth it in a 10-game series.
Yeah.
Looked at some of the other maps here. We do have some small contests as well. T1, Liquid contesting on Miramar, on San Martin.
Needs to happen. Likewise, so does Spaceman and Shed. They've done a really good job of being able to hold down as just a 2-man, not only dispatching T1, but being able to weather any storm that will come their way from other teams shooting at them, throwing some nades forwards. Now, Na'Vi does somehow find a small bit of room in this circle. Oh, but his helmet flies completely off, exposing the lovely cap underneath.
The arena, I mean, surely eventually this is going to come off all of them. They're just on the edge. Nobody's like fully in the middle at the moment. So this next circle goes center. Everyone's going to have to use the utility and smokes to get in there. Nuris does find fairest. Navi trying to hold on with their nails and fingers onto the edge of this circle.
Shen, I think you're gone, mate. I think you're gone. Oh, Spiro takes you down. Now it's all on your remaining member here from 4 AM to make something happen. Spaceman, what can you do? The arena just sitting pretty right now. They do not want to move. They just want to shoot at things as much as possible. At the same time, it really depends on this next shift where it actually goes. If it doesn't have this compound in, everybody's going to be like, okay, all right, it's our turn now to try and do something about this. Boostic moves on up, tries to get this res off. Navi's done so well on this side, man, to get 16 points off this game so far when it looked really quite dire, especially after Hack Story went down to anyone's legend.
Goes down, yeah, and the ridges and the houses of the arena is still inside here. Deal finds the confirmation onto Spiro. It does feel like it's going to be a compound fight in between the two teams of D and Supers in the arena. But Navi thinking, how can we get more points here, or is it just giving points away? In my book, with this circle, Deny here is the play for Navi. I don't see how they're going to be able to get one more point. Like, even with a pull-up, it's going to be a donation to 2 teams that they're directly fighting against to make sure to get more points here. Shots coming in here. They're not giving up just yet. They think they might have a little bit of a chance.
And surprising how that M16 was rested on that shelf there. That was impressive balancing act. As now, Evan. Oh.